We'll get the message across eventually. I mean, we're a very small force in pop culture at the moment. We've got kind of our own
Yep.
little community that we've carved out, but as this thing grows and those storefront signs start producing 1 billion impressions a year, we're going to start really changing the cultural understanding of physique, health, fitness, strength, cardio, and all the stuff that everybody's got wrong. Because for God's sakes, it's 2022, and we're talking about the most fundamental aspect of your existence, like living a healthy, capable life. And it's all wrong. We're here today with Josh Wells, starting strength coach, head coach of Starting Strength Katy. And as many of you may not know, the voice actor for Cartman in the popular series South Park. Is that a rumor, Josh, or is that true?
Absolute rumor. God, I wish it were true.
Uh,
God, that would be so nice.
do you want to? This could be your audition tape. If you just want to do a short clip, we can tag Trey and Matt in this if you like.
Oh man, I don't think they need anybody. I wish they did, but
All right. Well, if you're feeling inspired
well,
later,
we might later. We might later. Yeah.
you'll have to look at Josh's other interview from way back when, where he did his Cartman impression when he was less on the spot. So,
Jesus, man, you realize people still talk about that.
well, yeah, that was the whole idea.
I was really hoping you didn't air that, but you did.
All right, let's go through your credentials here. So, starting strength coach, Cartman voice actor, Olympic lifter. Tell me about your PRs, because you're stronger than Chase in the Olympic lifts, aren't you?
Temporarily.
Temporarily, okay. Yeah. So brag a little bit. What are your Olympic lifting PRs, so we can show the world that Ripito doesn't know anything about Olympic lifting.
Let's see. So at 85 kilo weight class, which is about 185 pounds, my best snatch is 132 kilos, actually 132 and a half. And then my best clean and jerk is 165.
Nice, man. Just for people like me that don't know the relative, the relative performance of those numbers compared to like a world record number, where would that put you compared to some of the top guys?
Oh God. Now I'd just be some regular average Joe Schmo. Back then, so at age 20, that put me in the top 20 in the US. So that means I got to compete. I went to Junior Worlds back in '04, which was in Belarus. And then I also got to compete in the Olympic team trials that year as well.
Did you lift with Whitmer as well? Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff was my roommate in Belarus.
Jeff is now our testosterone partner for the gyms. So he very graciously treats all of the coaches that need it for free, and then he gives it to the members for like $130 a month for those that need it. So that's Starting Strength Gym /TRT. Jeff's kind of a freak though. He's got like a 40-inch vertical or something. Is that right?
Jeff is nuts, man.
Yeah.
Like I've known Jeff for over 20 years. I remember seeing him compete the very first time, and I was just like, who the hell is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
He's in the same weight class as me, and he kicked my ass all the time. So
what's your vertical?
luckily my best is like 30, 31. Yeah.
So
Jeff, he's a freak.
Yeah, he's 33% higher, and got some innate gifts that you and I don't have. So
right.
Yeah.
I remember when we went to Belarus, I think he was working for like Walgreens or something like that at the time. and some guy shoplifted something, and he took off after them, kicked his sandals off, and ended up breaking a toe, and showed up in Belarus with a broken toe and still lifted. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Savage. I love it.
Freak. So,
all right, let's keep going through it. So you're the head coach at Starting Strength Katy,
Yep.
JD's second gym in the Houston area. You were the head coach at Starting Strength Houston when it opened, with your wife, Shelly Wells. And Chase was with you guys back then before he actually wasn't an SSC when you guys got started. He became an SSC under your tutelage, and then he went on to become a head coach at Starting Strength Oklahoma City.
Right.
And then you grew up basically with Ripito at the Wichita Falls Athletic Club, right? So
yeah,
I want to hear about that. How in the hell did you come across the gym and Rip? And I want to hear lots of stories.
So I was a scrawny 150-pound kid, 5'8", and 15 years old. And my high school football coach at the time said, "Hey, you're either going to do powerlifting or you're going to do track." And I was like, I hate running. Running's the devil. Plus, I sucked at it.
That's a smart coach. Yeah. You're either going to be good at this or do something else.
Right, right. So, living in Wichita Falls, being 150 pounds, at 5'8", I was not an aggressive guy. I was a very timid guy, and I got picked on quite a bit. So I was like, shit, screw this, man. I'm going to go lift. And high school football coach found a guy, taught us Olympic weightlifting. And we ended up training at Rip's gym, which at the time was down the street from where he's at right now, behind, oh God, what is that? Audio Connection, Hamilton Bryan, little furniture store in Wichita Falls. And he had about 5 or 6 platforms in the back corner of the gym.
This was over 20 years ago, right?
Oh yeah, this was 2000. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2000. So me and a bunch of other nerds and douchebags all loaded up and went to Rips and spent we'd get there at 10 a.m. and we wouldn't leave until 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And God, Rip, I'm surprised Rip didn't kick us the fuck out. I'm really surprised. We were just a bunch of stupid kids, and we just fuck shit up.
Mm-hmm. As kids do.
Right. But Rip took care of us. I mean, if you've been in Rip's gym in the middle of the summer, it's hot. Rip doesn't believe in it being 68 degrees in the gym. He believes in it being shit, it's 110. We're going to get it to 90 so you feel okay.
Yeah. He believes in economic efficiency more than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it was hot, and, we'd sit there and bust our butts for hours, and, half of us would end up cramping, and Rip would be like, "Oh, come here. Here, hold your hands out." And you'd hold out your hands, like this. And Rip would sit there and dump about, 20 potassium tablets in your hand. He goes, "Here, go take all these." We're like, seriously? He's like, "Yeah, go ahead. So we'd go do that and go back to training. That was it. You didn't sit there and argue with Rip. You're just like, "All right, man, that's fine. Let's go."
And that was probably the right dose, because those tabs come in 100 milligram units, and you need 2 grams or something. Don't look this up before you quote me on this, for those of you watching, but it's your daily potassium requirements are a hell of a lot more than the standard supplement dose. So
yeah. Oh, absolutely. But yeah, it worked. We got to train, and that was the first time I actually felt welcomed in a place, and and it's still the same way today. Go back there, and I spend more time at Rip's gym than I do at my own house with my parents. So
Shelly was just telling us on a call yesterday that anytime you guys are in town and you decide to just stop by, it's never a stop by. You're going to be gone all day, right? Because you're just basically catching up with old family.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the great thing about Rip's gym too is and this is I don't know if anybody's ever had mono. I'm sure there's a bunch of people watching that have. I ended up having a competition. oh God, it was supposed to be one weekend, and I came in on a Monday and just felt like hammered dog shit. And I was like, I gotta go lift. I'm going to Kansas. I'm going to go compete this weekend. And Rip made a phone call to one of the guys who's a member there. He was a dermatologist. He's passed away since then, but he sat there and checked me out, and he goes, "You have mono. I'm going to call in a script for you to take some stuff and
look at your tongue or something." What's the way to diagnose that?
No, it's all like your lymph nodes and tonsils on shit underneath. And I was like, okay, and called in a script for, was it Valtrax and a Z-Pack? And apparently this is like controversial and stuff, but I'll tell you what, man, I had the best meet I've had. A week later up in Kansas, didn't miss a lift, felt like $1 million. So I was like, this is awesome.
Did you have
I didn't have to go
stack?
to the doctor. Oh shit, I wish, man. Sad thing is I had it happen again late, like a couple of years down the line, and I was like, oh shit, man. So I called up, I went to the gym, and the doc was there, and I was like, hey doc, he goes, I'll call you in a script. I'm like, I love you, dude. You're awesome. But I mean, that place is awesome, man. If you've never been there, go there. I mean, it's one, everybody thinks Rip's huge on the internet. I mean, he's wears the shirt to prove it, right? But no, man, that place is awesome. It's family.
Yeah, it's like it's like stepping into a museum straight out of the 90s.
It really is.
Thing hasn't changed. The material on the wall is just well curated and hilarious. The little graphic with the skinny guy talking about his delt raises and all this shit, and then there's like some mastodon standing next to him, and the guy's like, so what do you do in the gym? And he's like, squats. And then you got little Chase Lindley up on the wall, and then you've got all the books and in different languages that are distributed all over the world. You've got letters from people that are thanking Rip and the team for saving their asses in multiple different ways. You've got the front room with 8 racks and then a bunch of dumbbells that don't get used and a lat pull down and a leg press and some treadmills. You've got Rip's office up there. You've got a small office where Nick used to try to get work done, but just gave up and just works from home now. And then the whole back room, right? Hopefully we'll show a video of this, so it's not just me trying to describe it to you guys. But the back room's the Olympic weightlifting part of the gym. That's where you guys go and make a bunch of noise and stuff, right?
Yep. And that actually used to be 2 rooms until one tragic winter. Pipes busted and flooded the back room, and then Rip ended up tearing out the wall and just making it one giant room. So
looks good the way it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're about to fill that place up, man. We're going to have probably 70 people there in September for the second annual coaches conference. That'll be a good time. Are you coming down for that?
I think so.
Nice.
I think so. I think we're going to try to make it. Last time I talked to JD, so yeah.
Cool. Sign up by Sunday. We're closing ticket sales on Sunday. So.
Okay. Yeah. We should. I think you should be there. You should have already paid for that. We told them beforehand.
All right then. Yeah. So what else? What are some stories that pop out at you about Rip and the Wichita Falls crew over the last 20 plus years of the gym?
This one, I love this story, but I'm going to tell it the PC way. There's always new people that come into Rip's gym, and they're always looking for him, and just always want to pick his brain. It's like, oh man, where's coach? And it's like, who the fuck are you talking about? Who's coach? You mean like Rip? Where's Rip? I'm like, oh, I don't know. He's around here somewhere. But there was one time there's this Air Force guy who came in, and he was just, oh my God, he was obsessed with Rip. And he was training there for a while. And one day he came in, and, I always keep track of who's coming in and who's not. It's a little tick of mine I always try to do. I hate it, but it's handy sometimes. In this case, it was handy because he was looking for Rip. He kept asking me, he's like, hey, see coach? I was like, no, I didn't see him. But I did. I knew exactly where Rip was. I knew exactly what he was doing. So I saw Rip grab. No. Rip went to the other office. Rip went to the bathroom because he grabbed his phone and grabbed the office phone and went to the bathroom. And I was like, this is going to be good. So I didn't say anything. And he had a question, and about that time I saw him walk into the bathroom. I was like, yeah, this will take care of itself. It's no big deal. So about 45 minutes go by and he's still not out. I'm like, yep, it happened.
Rip caught him while he was taking a shit.
Rip caught him.
If you ever meet Mark Ripito and he's taking a shit, do not engage in conversation with him.
No,
it'll be a lengthy, uncomfortable conversation.
Because he comes out and this poor guy, I mean, he just sat there. He's just like, oh.
He's traumatized.
Do you know Coach taking a shit? I'm like, yeah, I might have known that. He goes, I just had like a long conversation with him. I'm like,
oh yeah,
I bet you did.
Yeah,
I bet you did.
See, with Rip, I can't tell if it's just he's such a savage that he's not aware of that's not normal behavior, or if it's just intentional dominance. If it's just like some animalistic, I'm dominating you. You have to sit here and talk to me while I take a shit kind of thing. Either way, it's great. It's hilarious.
He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known Rip for over 20 years and he just doesn't care.
Uh-huh. To a degree, that's pretty admirable, actually. It's like that level of not giving a fuck is must be relaxing,
Right. We went to Austin one time for a weightlifting meet, and it was Rip, Steph, Shelly, and myself, and we got down there, and Rip's like, "Hey, when you get here, come by my room and check your body weight." I was like, "Okay." So at the time, I'm still competing at 85 kilo. I competed there for a few years, and then I went to 94. But then, so this time I'm down in Austin. We roll in. And I knock on the door and Steph pokes her head out. She goes, "Hold on." Shuts the door and then comes back and opens it up. So Rip's just laying there, going back to Rip being savage. Rip's just splayed out on the bed, just free as can be. And so Steph sat there and had to cover him up because Shelly and I were walking in. Had it just been me, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but
just relax.
Rip, oh, he does. He does, man. But no, Rip's been real good to me and Shelly and everybody I know. And, it's amazing to see this come where it's to fruition where it's at right now. And, I'm super stoked to be a part of it. So.
Yeah. One of my earliest memories getting to know Rip was, at a seminar. I don't remember in which city, but we were hanging out in his hotel room afterward, which used to be part of the deal when Rip traveled and did these things. The coaches would come up and we'd hang out and maybe drink a little and talk. And there's just an image in my mind that'll just be permanently burned into my memory because it was so fun. We were discussing politics, and I was grilling him on libertarianism because I like the tenets of libertarianism, but I also think that purists are kind of like communists in that. I mean, yeah, cool. It sounds great in theory, but what about in practice? There are some flaws and some faults, and we're actually talking about practical implementation in modern day, right? And he agrees with that, but on the way we had to get there. So when we were getting there, he was, let's just say, passionately conveying his point of view to me, and he was in the middle of changing to get ready for bed, so his shirt was off, and he's just fucking ape-looking guy with long arms and giant hands. I mean, his thumb is like 4 times the size of my thumb. He's wearing his glasses. And he just standing, 6 inches from my face, pointing at me, turning beet red and just fucking screaming about his point. And I'm just sitting there taking it in like, this is intense. The guy's very passionate about the point he's making. But I appreciate it because he's, he's not right about everything, but he's right about a lot of things. And he's got a pretty clear idea about the things that he's right about. And he's willing to hammer those as necessary to get the audience to understand that I've thought this through. You need to think about it the way that I have. And then if you do that and you can give him a good counter that he hasn't thought of, he's totally open-minded to it, which is surprising, but a very useful personality trait. So it's been a good time, man. Yeah.
That brings up a point that Rip called me up when we did he did that Olympic lifting meet. Oh God, when was that? Last year? With it was snatch, clean and press, and then clean and jerk. And him and Nick had been talking about it, how they should run it. Well, Rip gave me a call and goes, how do you think we should run this? I said, well, having done Olympic lifting meets both ways, is you need to run it like a traditional meet. Don't run it with flights or, where you do, everybody does first attempt, the second attempt. I was like, just run it as the weight increases. And he goes, oh, I don't know. Let me think about it. So then the next morning I get a phone call. Oh God, no, I got a text message actually about 2 a.m. And Rip goes, yeah, talk to Steph. We're going to run it that way. I was like, well, why the hell did you even ask me? Like, what the hell, dude? but it was funny just because I'm like, Rip, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I'm not going to sit there and about this shit. And yet you go ask somebody, you go ask Steph, who's going to, I know in this case, she's going to agree with me. It's like, whatever. It's fine. Don't ask me next time, damn it.
Well, in Rip's defense, that's a trait of a great leader, actually, is if you're not sure about something, you get input from multiple sources and then you take the best input. So
right.
Annoying for the person giving it sometimes, but useful for the guy curating it.
Yeah, in his defense, I mean, he asked Nick, him and Nick were on one side and then Steph and I were on the other side. So, and Steph has the final say.
Well, and you and Steph are the Olympic lifters really in that group. So yeah. Listen to the practitioners, right? Has Rip given you any mentorship or advice over the years? Has he, I know he pointed you in the right direction when it came to working for JD and getting involved with us, but I'm just curious if he's helped you in that sense at all.
A ton. My dad's going to kill me on this one. I'm going to say it anyways, but Rip, my dad did a great job of raising me, I think. But Rip was kind of like the older brother that you needed in your life. No bullshit, just shoot you straight all the time. But then also help you out when you needed it. And that was really what Rip did for me. I did a lot of growing up over the years in Rip's gym. Whether it be from, Rip actually got me, I would say Rip got me on damn near every job I have right now. There was a local physical therapist in town that he put me in contact with that I got a job working there. And then after that, worked down in Fort Worth, back in the day when Rip was associated with CrossFit, way back in, and then I actually worked for Rip after that for 2 years. And then he put me in contact with somebody up in New York. I worked up there for 2 years, and that same person opened up another gym down in North Carolina. And then Rip got me in contact with JD and you, and shit, man, now here I am. So, Rip's done a lot of guidance on that. And, he's helped me tremendously through my lifting career as well. I've had probably the last hurrah for me for Olympic lifting happened, when was that, 2005? No, the end of 2004. I had a bad dislocation. I dislocated my radius in the middle of a 300-pound snatch. Oof. And happened at Rip's gym. It was 2 weeks before senior nationals, and I didn't tear anything, surprisingly, and I didn't break anything, but my elbow swelled up to about the size of a softball, and I was out of that meet, and yeah, it screwed me up pretty good. But that Rip, he sat there and told me, hey, you got to get back in it, you got to go after it. Start doing curls, start doing chin-ups, start doing lat pull-downs, whatever you can stand, start doing it and do a whole bunch of volume on it. So, all right. And got me back for the most part pretty quickly. And then about 2 years later, I was bench pressing and adjusted my hand and had it dislocate again. Yeah, that was kind of scary.
Shit. What were you
didn't have a spotter.
At what point in the rep did it fail on you?
So it was third set, third rep. It was a measly 205. and I was at the top.
Mm.
I was at the top adjusting my hand,
Mm.
and I felt it go out, brought it down to my chest, threw it off of me after that point, popped it back in, and went home.
Good thing it wasn't 405. That could have been nasty.
Yeah, I've never benched that much in my life. I suck at bench.
You and me both.
I'm not like Jason and all those other guys who bench a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Bench is my weakest lift, but it's I don't care.
Mm.
I like press. Good. But no, after that, I came back about an hour later, talked to Rip, and he's like, "Weren't you just here?" I said, "Yeah." It's like I dislocated my elbow on bench, and I'm back in here. He goes, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "I got to do chins." He's like, "Oh, all right." He's like, "If you think you can," I was like, "No, I'll do chins." So I ended up doing like 50 chins and went home. That was it, and just started my rehab back. So, but. No, Rip's taking real good care of me in that aspect. I mean, anything and everything that I've had trouble with, it's just Rip's a phone call away, and try to definitely help him out in return when I can. You've been to Rip's house. He's got that giant harem hanging in his house where he hangs the pots and pans.
It's more like a castle than a house. It's made of stone.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah. It's nice though. I like it. It's
great.
Simple.
Yeah. Very medieval. It's fucking chainmail, and swords and guns and rattlesnake tails and knives everywhere. He's got rattlesnake tails on his kitchen table.
Oh yeah. Steph loves those things. They have to pop the head open and stuff. But no, Rip called me up one day and goes, "Hey, are you and Shelly available?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "I need your help." I said, "All right." So I was like, "Do I need anybody else?" He goes, "Well, if you got anybody else, bring them." I said, "All right, fine." So I go out there, and him and Steph are trying to hang this harem with a chain over the rafters of his house.
So what is a harem? I thought a harem was like a brothel or a whorehouse or something. What is that?
No. A harem it's an old medieval, like a plow. Like you basically pull it behind horses. It's got stakes in it, and you just drag it behind, and it just loosens up the earth. And this thing, I mean, we're talking, the stakes are like that damn long, man. They're huge. And steps up on a ladder. Rip's trying to hoist it up, and it's like, this is going to be a disaster. Somebody's going to die. So we get out there and help him with it, and hang it up. It's a circus trying to get this damn thing up there, but they finally get it up there, and it's still up there today. I don't think he's moved it, adjusted it, anything like that. It's still there today, and he's still trying to put his pots and pans and all that other shit on it. But God damn, man.
I enjoy the stories where he kind of hazes people with tasks around the gym, around the house. I think he hazed Nick Delgadillo on day one with tarring the roof. He's hazed Chase apparently.
Yeah. Let's see, what has he done? Our weightlifting team, he made them go out and made all of us go out to Rip's house. You know that rock wall that's around his property? He's got that little like 2 or 3 foot rock wall. It didn't always look that nice.
That's where you guys
he made us come in there and do the first prototype of it, I'll say. And about halfway through, everybody got drunk as shit, and that wall was no longer straight. It was all zigzagged, and eventually Rip had to pay somebody to go out there and try it. But yeah, we fought.
You tried. So what was the conversation like? And by the way, I got to tell you, I was pretty nervous when, just about everything really, when this fucking gym company started, because the stakes were so high, and I'm messing with people's lives, right? So like JD's spending all this money to open this gym and taking a big risk, and then you and Shelly are changing careers and moving back, and that made me super nervous. What was it like on your end? What was the phone call like with Rip when you guys first discussed it, and how did things transpire?
So originally, Shelly and I were going to try to open up the Houston location. We had Rip, we had talked to you. And, we were living in North Carolina at the time, and we sat there and we're trying to figure out how to do it. We thought we could do it. And then Hurricane Florence comes, and we had to evacuate. We weren't sure about what our house was, if we were going to have to, put a bunch of money in the house or whatnot. Long story short, we ended up coming to terms. I was like, this isn't going to happen. We're going to have to liquidate everything. We're not going to have enough money after we liquidate everything to try to do this. So, I believe we talked to you and talked to Rip, and they're like, hey, whoever opens up Houston, we want to be, put us in contact with them. We want to work for them. We want first. So then we got in touch with, you guys got us in touch with JD, and, we still joke about this today. JD and Shelly and I were on a Zoom call, and we felt like he was interviewing us, but if you talk to him, he'll tell you the same thing. He felt like we were interviewing him.
Good.
So, it was good. It worked out well. We flew down here, met JD, and JD is other than Rip, JD is a completely different person to work for than most other employers. He's really caring. He's outgoing, and he wants to be part of every aspect of the business.
He wants to know the guy, and he really cares. Yeah. He really, really cares, not only about the quality of the outcomes, but the people and the interactions and the relationships. And he studies this stuff, and he's very intentional about it. He's very thoughtful about it. You guys are lucky to be working for a guy like JD.
Oh yeah. And we, after talking to him and meeting him in person, kind of scoping out everything in Houston, man, I tell you what, the situation we were in at the time was not the best. And so we were like, there's no question about it. We're taking this leap. We're moving back to Texas. We'll be closer to family. It won't be a week-long ordeal just to try to drive back, see Rip, see the family and everything, and then drive back, back home. So, I mean, everything worked out the way we had hoped it would. And then, it was a blessing that we didn't take it. We didn't try to open the thing, because come to find out, we moved back to Texas and we get pregnant. So yeah, that would have been a whole nother animal.
Yeah, and you let JD take all the risk and wait for the delayed payoff, and then you guys got a great payoff from day one. I mean, shit, JD came on strong and offered you guys top of the range for coaching, and on top of having the most expensive rent in the franchise, he was really putting himself at risk and just betting on having the perfect location with the right business model with the right coaching staff, and luckily it worked, because Houston's grossed over $1 million to date, and it's been a couple of years, hardly been 2 years, right? I think
it's been over 2. So August 19th of 19.
Okay, so 3 years. It'll be 3 years in August. Yep. So it all worked out for both of you guys, but I think in the right ways, right? Because if you're moving to a new town, a little short on cash, got a kid on the way, probably shouldn't be taking giant risks. You probably should take something kind of stable and consistent, which is what JD's been able to provide. So that's great.
Yeah. And JD and I've talked about numerous different plans going forward. And then it's just part of it is why I'm over at Katy right now and not still at Houston is, I'm trying to get Katy off the ground and get it going. The wife and I moved over here, and so now we're trying to get out in the community a little bit more and help out with that and get this thing going.
Nice.
But I will say when we talked about trying to open the franchise, Rip was a little pissed off at us. He wanted us to do it, but that was also the same weekend as the conference. And Carl was in town, Carl Ragnavon, and Carter, and Carl's never been to Six Flags over Texas. And we're like, well, shit, let's all go. So we went to Six Flags and came back and talked to Rip, and he was just pissed. God, he was pissed. He's like, you guys got to have skin in the game. And I'm like, it was $60. If $60 makes or breaks the fact that I can't open the gym, I got bigger problems.
Oh, he was pissed at you for spending money when you were supposed to be saving to open the gym. Yeah.
I was like, $60 isn't going to be the problem. I mean, it's going to be, we're talking thousands.
Yeah.
and we were off. So
it comes from a good place.
Fun.
The conversations he and I had
does.
about you and Shelly, he was always looking out for your best interests, which I thought was kind of cool. I got to see Ripeto's character early on when we were doing these first deals, and how he takes care of people that have taken care of him, and just, you know, just the way he operates. He operates with a high degree of integrity and does the right thing, and that's clear. I mean, you guys are in a really good spot. I mean, you tell me, is there a better situation for you guys where you could be using your skill set as coaches and be making more money and be having a better day-to-day thing? I mean, to me, from the outside looking in, it looks like this is kind of the thing, you know?
So Shelly and I've talked about this quite a bit. I think the only way this situation could be any better is if she had more coaching. But her and I, our whole thing is, you know, if I make enough to support the family right now and allows the rest of the guys to get more experience, you know, she's willing to step back, and be more kind of a mentor for some of the guys and be there when they need help. But other than that, I mean, this is the best situation I could think of, to be honest. To be part of this and have all my experience and expertise be handed down to people and watch them become better coaches, better athletes, better, you know, just better all around capable human beings is huge. You know, I get to every day, I get to deal with people who come in, whether it be back issues, heart issues, you name it, come in and I get to change their life.
Hell yeah. Like the guy who you helped reverse type 2 diabetes. We'll link to that up here.
Yeah.
I mean, just irrefutable, indisputable, absolute life-changing benefits from working with you and the team. That's pretty, I mean, there aren't many jobs where you can do that every day, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's probably like the best thing about it is every day I get to make an impact on somebody else's life. Granted, I get to be in the gym and I love being in the gym, but at the same time, it's working with people and seeing them change and grow. I know Houston's got a 14-year-old kid that was over there. Now I think he's about 16 now. Watching him change from this, you know, quiet kid to now he's, you know, shit talking back to Tony and, you know, squatting almost 300 pounds. You know, it's great to watch this interaction of this kid turn into a young man. So, and then watching frail women come in here and all of a sudden you see them, they're, you know, they kind of cower down a little bit and then been in here a few weeks, months, years, and they're a different person. It's like, holy crap, you got your independence back. This is great.
What's that badass older gal who you did 2 videos on? What's her name?
Alex Ann.
Alex Ann. Man, she seems tough as nails.
She is. She actually, so she had a little bit of a reset. She had a hole in her foot. She had an open wound literally in the ball of her foot. And I didn't know about this for months. And she finally told me about it. She goes, yeah, you know, I'm going to have to do this. You know, my foot's bothering me. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so she showed me. I was like, oh, Jesus. I was like, yeah, we need to take care of that.
Just an open gaping wound in the foot, or what the hell was going on?
It's a hole. So she had, I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it's called. But it's basically like a pressure wound. And it opened up and got big, and, you know, she's been going to wound care and all this other stuff to get it taken care of. Just
didn't say a word about it. Put the bar on her back and got to work.
How the hell, man? Yeah. She doesn't say shit. I have to pry things out of her. I'm like, are you okay? She goes, yeah, it was a little heavy. I'm like, yeah, it looked heavy. And she's like, I'm like, are you okay? She goes, yeah, I'm fine. Let's got to do another one. I'm like, no. Let's move on to something else or back it off. You know, I mean,
older gals are tough, man. 4 or 5 second reps and just then they'll do another one. You know,
she's tough, man.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some other stories from just anything interesting or compelling from the Wichita Falls days or from starting Strength Gyms? I mean, I know, for example, JD is working on putting together a video from one of your clients. Do you want us to give us a little sneak peek on that one?
Yeah, so oh God, what's today? Thursday? Yeah, we should be finished filming it today. A guy that you guys have seen in our early ads. He's been with us since almost day one. Had like two life-threatening events happen, and after the first one, we rehabbed him back, and after the second one, we were just like, oh Jesus Christ, this man, he's our saying on the board, stronger people are harder to kill. This man is definitely harder to kill because somebody tried to kill his ass twice.
Literally?
So, well,
all right, I won't spoil it if you want to save it for the video.
I can't. I'm not going to spoil it.
All right.
But this guy, I mean, he's literally, he's lucky to be alive. But he ended up losing one time. He ended up losing 52 pounds in a matter of a month and a half. Jesus. And yeah, he's a tall, skinny guy to begin with, but Jesus Christ. But we'll talk about that more. But yeah, it's you talk about life changing. This, if you see this video and don't think, God, I need to do something with my life before it's too late, there's no hope for you. There's really not. I mean, you might as well just give up, just start digging a grave right now, because this man should be dead.
Right.
But he's not.
Damn,
he's still thriving. So it's good, man. It's really good. And I wasn't there after the second event. Tony was, but our team, we've taken care of him, and he's way, way well on his way to get back to where he's back to normal and back to an adult male.
One thing I like about the vibe and the culture at JD's gyms is that I think he's nailed the compassion part. I think that's the X factor, right? It's like, since our business model is oriented around helping people in a non-shitty or coercive way, where it's like, we don't have contracts, you come in if you want to train, and if you want to come in, we'll do our best to help you. The type of people that are attracted to the jobs, like yourself, and attracted to opening gyms like JD, tend to be very compassionate. And what I mean by that is they get personal benefit and value out of the feeling of seeing other people succeed or helping other people get better. And that's everything, isn't it, in this job? I mean, if that's what does it for you, I can't think of a better job. If that's not what does it for you, or if that doesn't motivate you, then this probably isn't the job for you. But I know JD's whole ethos is based on that, right? His LLC is called the Barbell Calling. Like, this is his calling, his duty to help other people. And I know he fosters that culture at the gyms, and he hires people like you that really, really give a shit. And that's why Houston's full with the waiting list, and Katie's, on its way, and members are loyal as all hell. And yeah, I'm very pleased with you guys, as you can tell. I'm very happy with what you guys are doing. You're kicking ass, and you are doing the program. You're doing the franchise program, including the newest mandate, which is it's not a mandate. It's a polite request, which is kick ass at videos. Get better at video, higher production quality. Because we got to tell stories, right? We know how great Starting Strength is. We know how great the results that we produce are. We know how happy our members are and how much we change their lives more profoundly than maybe anything else you could point to in their entire existence. But nobody else does, right? So how do we tell the story? We gotta do stuff like this. We got to do stuff like the case study on this this guy that you won't give us details about, but we'll be looking forward to watching. So thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you, Josh, for believing in us, and to Shelly too. And I've thanked JD multiple times in the past, so we'll give him another, but yeah,
Yeah.
It's great, man. It's really cool to see this all come together. And you guys, I took a big risk. JD took a big risk. You guys took a big risk, and it's just working out for everybody, which is the name of the game. So it's been
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
I mean, you know, to be a part of this when Rip started the book, and and last little tidbit, funny thing, there's a 185-pound version of me in the blue book still.
Oh, that is you, isn't it?
That
no
is
beard,
me.
right?
No beard, no beard. Got a little goatee, little patch here. That's it. But the front squat, the chair dips, the weighted dips, I think that's it. I don't remember what else is in there, but
man, they give you all the bullshit. How about that?
They had other people that were better models for me for the other stuff. So, yeah. But then when they retook a bunch of those pictures, I was actually out of state. So I think I was in New York when they redid most of those pictures. So, but yeah, it's funny to see, you know, back when Rip was doing that, you know, I was 185 pounds, and now I'm like, man, I can't bend that way. God, I'm like 220 now, and I can't bend that way. I don't even think I can do chair dips on 2 folding chairs like he had me do.
220 at 5'8", right?
Yeah.
Can you stand up, model for the camera for me? Do you mind? I just, one of the things I'm trying to do is let people know that when Rip tells you that you need to be 5'8" and 220, he doesn't want you to be a fat piece of shit. He wants you to look like Josh.
Not fat piece
he wants
of
you
shit.
to be muscular and capable, you know, and that means heavy. So this is one of the biggest pieces of confusion we get. When we tell you to gain weight, we're not telling you to be a slob. We're telling you to get big and muscular, you know. And that's heavier than you think it is, by the way.
My last DEXA scan was about 15. I think 15.5.
It's hard to argue with that, man. At 225.8, holy shit. That's you know, you could drop down a bit and compete in a bodybuilding competition with those
No
numbers,
way.
you know. I mean, you have to do do some nonsense.
Phoebe told me I
exercise.
should go do that. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that shit.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily want to, but you could. You know, you could. Yeah.
Funny though, Shelly actually, she couldn't do the Olympic lifts for a while, and so she was like, well, I'm gonna try something different. So she decided to diet down for a figure competition. Didn't change any of her training or anything like that. Still did starting strength. Didn't do a bunch of cardio. Just dieted down and stepped on stage for a figure competition. Ended up taking second at a local competition in North Carolina.
I keep trying to tell you guys, strength is the answer. You want a better physique? Yeah. Bodybuilding is a trap. Strength is how you build your body. Strength is how you build your body.
And just for a little background on her, she is a ballet dancer for 22 years and didn't see the results that she wanted by running and doing ballet and starving herself. And got into Rip's gym. I brought her in to teach her how to do power cleans, and Rip force fed her meat because she wouldn't eat, and ended up seeing the results that she's always wanted by eating more and actually lifting heavy. So,
and as usual, the conventional wisdom is exactly the opposite of the truth. It's exactly the opposite of the truth. You've got all these poor gals starving themselves, doing cardio to death, systemic inflammation, all the issues that Stan Efferding talks about with irregularity in your period, and hair and nails and skin and all this shit that happens from treating your body that way. When if you would just lift heavy weights, lift a little bit heavier over time, eat properly to facilitate that growth, you would be much happier. And to the extent that you could be like Josh's wife, Shelly, and cut a bit of fat and walk on the stage, and what do you know? Your physique is pretty phenomenal because it's strong. And form follows function, as we well know. So we'll get the message across eventually. I mean, we're a very small force in pop culture at the moment. We've got kind of our own little community that we've carved out, but as this thing grows and those storefront signs start producing 1 billion impressions a year, we're going to start really changing the cultural understanding of physique, health, fitness, strength, cardio, and all the stuff that everybody's got wrong. Because for God's sakes, it's 2022, And we're talking about the most fundamental aspect of your existence, like living a healthy, capable life. And it's all wrong. It's all wrong.
Yeah.
So that's fine. And the gyms are our labs, and we can show the data, and we can prove that our system works, and we can keep telling the stories. And yeah, man, you'll look back at all this when this brand is a global powerhouse, and remember having been at Wichita Falls Athletic Club when the Blue Book was being written, and then having been in the 3rd franchise gym in the world. So
Yep.
It's going to be fun to look back at this stuff. Part of the reason why I want to have these conversations, just kind of grab the historical record while everyone's around and willing to talk to me.
Yeah. No, man, it's great. I thank you for the opportunity, man, and I look forward to seeing this thing be bigger, way bigger than we ever thought it would be, back 20 years ago.
Let's end with 2 things. I want to know just a practical question for you. For those of you that are interested watching this, you want coaching from Josh. Do you have any availability online? Are you full?
I do. No, I've got about 10 more spots open that I'd be willing to take.
Cool.
That'd be filled up.
So Katie,
I've got availability.
.ssgyms.com, katy.ssgyms.com. And if
so actually, we actually run everything through Houston.
Oh, okay. Got it.
We run all over. So Houston.ssgyms.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check me out. All of our staff is available if anybody's interested, looking for, some expert help.
Cool.
We all have some space. So
yeah. Excellent. And then, if you can pull one off the top of your head, I want to end with a Chase story, because you've spent a lot of time with that guy, and I've only known him 5 years or so, but it's been really cool watching him grow up in just that short amount of time. Because when you're that young, I mean, shit, every year is like massive progress, right? And Chase has turned into just a solid young adult. I mean, shit, he's learned a bunch. He's a hell of a lifter. He's a hell of a coach. He's developing as a leader. So I'd love to hear any Chase stories if you have one.
I've got 2. I've got a one when I first met Chase when he was 12 years old back in Wichita Falls. Oh God. So now you guys have seen Chase now. He's got long hair. Chase used to have this chili bowl haircut, and 12 years old, still pale kid, and he'd walk into Rip's gym, and he kind of walked on his toes. He had a little hop in his step. So, I was training him. I was like, all right, this kid's kind of goofy, whatever. And about, every holiday, all the kids, families, they just go off. Well, I think it was 4th of July. I was sitting there going, all right, nobody's going to be here. I'll have a light day, whatever, no big deal. And about 3:30, I think it was, here comes Chase, just do. What do you want me to do? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, all right, man. But it was
First
good.
of all, stop bouncing around.
Well, so with his hair, it just kind of popping up and down. So I was like, God, dude, this kid's goofy as shit. But he's 12 years old. So, I mean, what are you going to do? But, to Chase's credit, he kept showing up.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. You just kept showing up.
That's the secret.
So,
don't miss training.
And so, I mean, and now watching him now, I'm like, shit, man, bastard never takes any time off.
Yeah.
But no, back at Houston, Chase was on the warpath to do a 700-pound deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
And, he kept asking me for help on different programming things. I'm like, all right, hey, let's look at it. Let's see what you got. And I'm like, look, you got rack pulls and you got deadlift, but there's no halting in there, man. You got to do your haltings.
Mm.
He's like, no, they don't work. Those stupid. They don't work. I'm like, just try the damn thing. So he tried it, I think for about a month and a half. And then one day he goes, I'm going to go for 700 today. I was like, all right, let's see what you got. I think he pulled 650 and was like, dude, what do you think? I was like, you're stupid if you don't go for 700.
He jumped from 650 to 700.
Smoked it. Oh yeah. Smoked it.
Damn.
Smoked it. And, yeah, he was just like, all right, I guess you're right. I guess the haltings did work. I'm like, dude, you've been beating your head against this shit forever, and you wouldn't listen. And no, I was happy as hell for him to get that done.
And now he's 725, right?
Yeah, little
Jesus
bastard.
Christ.
So he started doing Olympic lifting. I'm going to take him to a meet here in October.
Oh, cool.
And he's been beating the shit out of himself just trying to do the Olympic lifts. I mean, you got a 700 plus pound deadlifter. He squats over 6. I mean, this guy's a freak. There's no reason he shouldn't be snatching 300 and clean and jerking 400. There's no reason he should. But, it's a technique thing. Chase can sit there and muscle it all up, but it's a technique thing. So we've been really working together and trying to just dial everything in. And, even then there's still things that Chase is like, no, that's stupid. I'm not doing it. It's stupid. And then, come back a few months later. I'm like, dude, it looks a lot better. What have you been doing? Well, remember when you told me? Oh, okay. All right, Jack.
This is just part of being 24, unfortunately. There's no way around it. Really yeah.
It really is. But no, Chase.
I'll ask the expert and then I'll ignore him.
Right.
Yeah.
No, Chase has been good, man. He actually lived with Shelly and I for the first 6 months being down here.
Oh, no shit.
And, Shelly was like, I don't know how this is going to work. I'm like, look, if Chase is the only person I think that could live with us in our house, her and I being married for 5 years and, being like, I think you're going to be the only person that we could tolerate. And, Chase, we never saw each other. Chase stayed in his room, and then every now and then we'd drag his ass out, make him watch something stupid like Animal House,
raising him right.
But he was good. Then it was just funny. I have to send you a picture. If you guys don't know how much Chase loves animals, he brought Garm to come stay with us too. And so I've got an English Mastiff named Mabel. She's 160 pounds. I've got an American Bully named Loki that's 90 pounds. And then he's got Garm that's about 105 pounds. So we got these three massive dogs in this house. And Chase one day brings out this bucket of peanut butter. He's got one spoon. And he takes a big old spoonful. He eats it. And then he goes, one for me. And one for you, one for you, one for you, one for me. And I'm like, Chase, that's the grossest shit in the world.
Oh, good Lord. Just straight out of the jar and into his mouth from the dog's mouth?
Oh, yeah.
Christ.
It's like, that's sick as shit, dude. But no, he loves his dogs. And it was good. But it was funny.
Oh, shit. I hear he clears out a buffet too, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. That boy can eat. We had a client that took us out to thank us. And took us to a Brazilian steakhouse. And 8 plates later, Chase is kind of going, I don't feel so good.
8 plates?
8 plates. I'm not kidding. We spent 3 hours in that place.
That's got to be 6,000 calories. What do you think? I mean, depending on what's on the plate.
I don't even know. He was miserable. I mean, the guy Christ. Kept having everybody, come over. He knew everybody in the joint. He had them all come over and bring over all the medium rare cuts of all the meat. And, stop here first. Yeah. So, although the only scary thing that ever happened with Chase, we went out drinking one night and he ate something and ended up getting sick. And Chase is a diabetic.
Type 1.
Yeah, type 1 diabetic, and we saw him and he's like, Chase, you all right? And he didn't really say anything, and he's in the kitchen.
You can't tell when he turns pale. He's already fucking ghost white.
That's right. That's right. But he's rummaging through the kitchen, and we're like, what? And he goes in there, or I walk in there, and I'm like, Chase is kind of hunched over the cabinet, and he's got this bottle of syrup, and he's just chugging it. I'm going, Chase, are you all right, bud? And he goes, I'm like, you need some sugar, don't you? He goes, yeah.
Damn.
I was like, all right, tell me what to go get, man. I'll be right back. So, I mean, we were close to a bunch of stores. So I ended up going and getting him, I think, like a orange Fanta, like a 2-liter bottle of the shit, and just keeping it on hand. And he chugged it down. He's like, okay, I'm better.
What the hell causes that? Because was his insulin pump overactive or something, or what was going on?
No. So we went out drinking, and he ended up eating. I don't remember what he ate, but he ended up throwing it up after he had already pumped all the insulin in.
Oh,
It
gotcha.
fucked him
I
up.
gotcha.
So yeah,
He had to balance things back out.
yeah.
Yikes.
Chase it. I love Chase to death, but man, there's just times, dude. There's nothing you can do about being type 1 diabetic.
Yeah.
You just can't do anything about it,
Right.
man. You just got to deal with it, you know?
Yeah, and work around it carefully so you don't put your life at risk.
Yeah.
But being 24 with I mean, I wonder what his natural testosterone levels are, plus the 725-pound deadlift, and growing up with you and Rip, you got to constantly balance your animal instincts and your medical situation, right?
That's right, man. He when he found out about, or I introduced him to Jeff at a meet that I did in Dallas, Jeff Whitmer, and you know, we got to talking about things, and I've been on TRT for years now, just because my shit got so damn low.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be married if it wasn't for TRT. I'll say that. It's bipolar shit.
If you're an aging guy and you feel like you're getting depressed as you get older, it may not be, you know, it may be caused by low testosterone, as Josh and I can both attest to. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that whole roid rage thing. No, it makes you a nice, level human being.
I mean, maybe if you take super physiological doses, but if you're on normal, you know, bioidentical testosterone replacement therapy at fairly normal levels, it should calm you down. You know, it should make you less anxious and less neurotic, really. You know,
makes you a lot more tolerable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I introduced Chase to him, and you know, talking about Chase wanting to be like a freak, and he, you know, we were talking about his testosterone levels. Chase goes, I want to get on testosterone. How the hell do I do that? I was like, Chase, you're 24, dude. Shut the hell up. There's no way your testosterone levels.
You're already on testosterone, okay?
Like, your shit's got to be higher than mine. It has to be. There's no way. Yeah. So
let me know when you're 35 and you know, you've been working 60, 70 hours a week and eating like shit for over a decade, and then we can talk. You know.
God. Oh, to have Chase's freakish strength.
Oh, he's the prototype. You know, he's the archetype, rather. He's like, what happens when you take a kid and you put him in Wichita Falls Athletic Club and you feed him lots of food and he never misses a workout? You get Chase Limley with a 725 deadlift and a 405 overhead press at a body weight of, what is he, 240 at 6 foot?
250 right now.
250, yeah. It's amazing. So that's great.
The only downfall to that is you just can't find normal pants.
Yeah, they're going to have to stretch for sure. And you're going to have to find a special gal, too. So luckily he's found Phoebe, someone that can put up with his ass and
That's true.
likes this stuff herself, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So did we leave anything out, man? You want to end here, or anything else you want to share?
I think that's it, man. God, I can't think of any. I mean, like I said, there's a whole bunch of damn stories that have happened over the years, between Carmen and Rip, and, you know, just good old days.
Mm-hmm.
But
some you can't share, some you can.
Majority I can't share.
The world is much too PC for much of these stories, so we'll leave those to more private settings.
That's right.
Well, thanks for your time, man. This was fun.
Ray, I appreciate it, man. I enjoyed it.